What's going on YouTube? Kamikazevondoom here with another Division 2 video, and I'm just checking in on you. What's going on? How are ya? Now today is December the 17th, and this is going to be your weekly vendor reset and must-buys. So sit back, relax, grab that popcorn, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know what you think in the comment section below, and finally shout out where you're from. But we're going to start off here in Washington, D.C., and then we will finish up in New York City. Our first stop is going to be the Base of Ops vendor. Here we go.
Pleasure to see you.
And starting off at the top, we have the Force Multiplier. This is the named Hanayu backpack with perfect combined arms, and this week with repair skills and explosive resistance. Looking at the weapons, we have an enhanced PP-19 with rate of fire and thunderstrike, a PDR with vindictive and magazine size, and finally for the weapons, a Diceros with swap speed and killer. Looking at the gear items, we have an Araldi backpack with weapon handling, armor regen, and protector, and finally a Grupo chest piece with skill haste, health, and tag team. Looking at the mods, we have crit hit damage 10.1, drone deflect duration 6.5, turret +1 extra mortar, and sticky bomb duration of 6.4. Now, must-buys, things to look for from the Base of Ops. Truly, I would not recommend any of these. However, just remember that all of the named items and weapons, if you do not have them fully proficient, pick up the duplicates and donate them to your expertise table, and you will have all of these fully proficient without ever having to use them. Now, that only applies to the named items and weapons, because all you need is 20 duplicates from 0 to fully proficient. But alright, that is it for the Base of Ops vendor. Let's jump over here to the Countdown and Clan vendor while we're here. So our Countdown vendor, our 3 named items for this week, we have the Big Show. This is the named LMG with perfect thunderstrike. And this week it comes with crit chance. However, the LMG damage is high enough to where you could just change the crit chance to armor damage and you're good to go. Just optimize that LMG damage once and then worry about the damage to targets that it cover. Following that, we have a really good setup. Pick this one up right now, Uzina Gattaca backpack with perfectly opportunistic. You use this with a shotgun, run around with a shotgun, and you get amplified damage. Not only that, but you and all of your teammates get that extra damage because of perfectly opportunistic. Now, the reason why I'm saying pick this one up is that the armor is very high, and it comes with crit hit damage. So you can change the skill damage off for crit chance, and you're good to go. Double crit, perfectly opportunistic, bada bing, bada boom. And finally, for the named items at the Countdown vendor, we have the Ferocious Calm. Now, this is a PvP exclusive item, so it is rare to see it at the Countdown vendor. However, the Countdown vendor is known for having PvP exclusive items in this bottom slot every now and then. Now, this one, you can only get from DZ or Conflict and a named item cache. Those are the only 3 ways. So seeing it here at the Countdown vendor is very rare. Now, with that being said, it is the named Fenris chest piece with perfect Overwatch. And this one has skill damage on it. Now, remember, perfect Overwatch gives you skill damage. So this is pretty good. You could also use it with the capacitor. And remember that that AR also helps you with skill damage. So there's a whole bunch of synergy there that you could put together. Now, as far as must-buys from these 3 named items, the setup, I would say, is the only must-buy. However, the Ferocious Calm is rare, and you could utilize that skill damage. The Big Show is okay, but I'm just really not a big fan of the Big Show. It's not my favorite LMG to use. But it is good, I will say. Honorable mention. Now, shout out to the DoD Disciples of Doom. If you are interested in joining the clan, make sure to jump over to my Discord server and put your gamer tag or whatever under the tabs for that specific platform. We are on Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. All right, now with all of that said about the clans, let's talk about the clan vendor. And starting at the top with the backbone, this is the named Lingmo backpack with perfectly unstoppable force. Now, this one with weapon handling, that one's not bad, but the repair skills I'm just not a big fan of. And it comes with a skill tier, so I would probably pass on this one. Looking at the gear set items, we have a Heartbreaker chest piece with crit chance. Really good Heartbreaker chest piece. Highly recommend. You can max out that armor or change the armor to a weapon damage core, but either way, really good chest piece. Hardwired mask with skill damage, pretty good. Eclipse protocol mask with skill haste. Looking at the high end items, we have a M870 with sadist and health damage, a Stoner LAMG with magazine size and perpetuation, a P90 with sledgehammer and max optimal range, Badger Tough mask with max crit chance and headshot. That's not bad. Not bad at all. We have an AUG AR with measured and optimal range. Now, finishing up with the high-end items, we have a Fenris backpack with weapon handling, health, and wicked. And then finally, a Douglas and Harding pair of gloves with crit hit damage and status effects. Looking at the mods, we have Repair Skills 17.0, Pulse Effect Duration 8.9, Pulse Radius 9.2, and Hive Duration of 4.5. Now, must-buys, things to look for from the clan vendor. The Heartbreaker chest piece is a good one with the crit chance. The Badger Tough mask with crit chance maxed out and headshot. That's a good one. That's really about it. All right. So we are done with the base of ops. Now we're going to travel west, and then we will double back east. Our first stop is going to be the campus settlement. Let's go. And if you haven't already, hit that thumbs up. Support the channel by subscribing. I do daily Division content, so make sure you ring that notification bell. That way you don't miss a single Division video. And here we go at the campus settlement. Supply convoy detected. Starting with the Relic. This is the named marksman rifle with perfect determined, and this one with crit chance. Following that, we have a classic M44 with optimal range first blood. And finally, for the weapons, a classic RPK with flatline and headshot damage. Looking at the gear items, we have a Hanayu mask with skill damage armor regen. This is a good mask. Just change the armor regeneration off for skill haste. Have skill haste skill damage, you're good to go. And finally, for the gear set or the gear items, we have a Richter and Kaiser holster with skill haste skill damage. Looking at the mods, we have skill duration 8.2, chem launcher radius 5.9, hive range 4.0, pulse health 14.3, and trap shock radius of 6.1. Now, must-buys, things to look for from the campus. The Hanayu mask is the best thing from the campus right now. Just change it over to skill haste and you're good to go. All right, now that leads us over to the Dark Zones. Now, just a reminder that these Dark Zone vendors will only take DZ resources as a currency. So go to your resources tab, and just above your keys, you will see your Dark Zone resources. For example, here I'm showing you I have 163 out of 999. So if I need more Dark Zone resources, I have to go into the Dark Zone, open up the little blue boxes, or I have to pick up contaminated items, deconstruct them into Dark Zone resources, and then extract them. And that's the only two ways of getting this currency. Now, with that being said, let's jump over here to Dark Zone West. How west? Let's go. And starting with the Virginian. This is a fan favorite rifle that hits like a Mack truck. This thing comes with perfect boomerang, so crit hits have a chance of returning it to your magazine, and you get more damage. Now, this one with magazine size. Following that, we have the Thorn. This is the named shotgun with perfect brazen, and this one with rate of fire. And finally, for the weapons, an ACR with max damage to armor and ignited. Looking at the gear items, we have Eclipse Protocol gloves with status effects, Foundry Bulwark knee pads with crit hit damage, Badger Tough gloves with hazard headshot, and finally, Brazos de Arquebus knee pads with hazard and headshot. Looking at the mods, we have Blind Deaf Resistance 8.2, Seeker Mine Healing 5.7, Shield Damage Bonus 4%, Firefly +1 max target and decoy duration of 6.0. Now, must buys things to look for from the DZ West vendor. The Virginian, it is a fan favorite. Just pick it up, change the magazine size to damage to targets at a cover. That's really about it. All right. Let's get out of DZ West and let's take our talents down south to the deep south. DZ South. Let's go. Woo, boy. Going down south. Let's get it. And here we go. DZ South. Starting with the Point Man. This is the named Heligard chess piece with perfect Vanguard, and this one with headshot and skill damage. Not bad. I would change the skill damage off for armor regeneration or hazard or crit chance, something like that. But the other attributes are fairly high. Going to the high-end weapons, we have a Police T821 with max SMG damage, reload speed, and Ranger. A G36 with max crit chance and strained. And then finally a Police Magnum with determined and crit chance. Looking at the gear items, we have a True Patriot backpack with armor regeneration, Aegis chest piece with crit chance, Alp Summit backpack with companion status effects and skill damage, and finally, a Fenris chest piece with crit chance, repair skills, and Overwatch. Looking at the mods, we have crit chance 4.3, drone deflect duration 6.2, turret duration 6.1, and then finally sticky bomb skill haste 4.1. Must buys things to look for from DZ South. I mean, the Point Man was okay, but that's really about it. Now, before we go to DZ East, I'm making a pit stop to the Castle Settlement. And remember, you want to go to the Descent entrance. That way you can run up these stairs, pet the dog, and then turn around and hit the vendor. So here's Ransom right here. What's going on, doggy? Bark, bark. What up? Very nice. All right. Have a good day, Ransom. Look at that. Walking with me. All right, let's run over here before the music starts to blare out my headset. All right, here we go. Castle Settlement. Starting with the Darkness. This is the named Marksman rifle with perfect eyeless, and this one with crit chance. Moving on, we have a Surplus SVD with rate of fire and breadbasket, and then finally for the weapons, a GR9 with flatline and rate of fire. Looking at the high-end items, we have a Empress mask with skill damage, crit damage. The Empress did get a nerf to the skill efficiency, but it's still a really good brand set to use. Skill damage, crit damage, I mean, it's okay for like something like a turret drone build and like the capacitor maybe, but I would easily just change the crit damage off for, you know, skill haste or status effects, and you're good to go. And then finally, for the high-end items, we have a Legatus holster with weapon handling and health. Looking at the mods, we have Skill Haste 9.9, Chem Launcher Radius 6.1, Hive +4 Stinger charges, Pulse Health 14.5, and Trap Shock Radius of 6.0. Now, must-buys, things to look for from the Campus Settlement. The Empress mask is okay, but, I mean, that's really it. We're scraping the bottom of the barrel there when I'm sitting there trying to recommend you an Empress mask. I'm not really going to recommend that. All right, let's finish up with our Dark Zone vendors with Dark Zone East. Now, the Dark Zone East, I do not go to the main entrance. I go to the Alpha checkpoint. It is faster. Just exit the checkpoint, and here's the vendor right here. DZ East. Starting with the Black Friday, this is a PvP exclusive named LMG with Perfectly Unhinged. Now, this weapon, like I was saying, is a PvP exclusive item, so you can only get it from the Dark Zone, Conflict, or, if you're lucky, a named item cache. Now, what makes this LMG so special is that Perfectly Unhinged talent, and this one with Headshot. I would just change the Headshot off for armor damage. Moving on, we have a Tactical 308 with Crit Chance Thunderstrike, and a Black Market RPK with Rate of Fire and Frenzy. Looking at the gear items, we have a True Patriot mask with max hazard, Cavalier holster with health, Araldi mask and holster, the mask with headshot weapon handling, and the holster with armor regeneration and health. Looking at the mods, we have Skill Haste 10.1, Chem Launcher Burn Strength 6.2, Hive +4 repair charges, Pulse Radius 8.5, and Trap Duration of 5.9. Now, must buys, things to look for from DZ East, the Black Friday, most definitely pick that one up.
Detected.
And, well, that is it. Oh, I went to the freaking safe house. Wow, muscle memory. I was about to say, and that leaves us to our last stop, the theater. But I just went to the 1040. I'm trying to go to Cassie Mendoza, apparently. All right, here we go. The theater settlement. The theater. Usually we get some goodies over here. We'll see. Finishing up DC in a strong way. Let's see. Big money, no whammies. And starting with the Calibre. This is the named shotgun with perfect jazz hands, and this one with optimal range. Following that, we have a M870 with damage targets at a cover and spike, and an ACR with eyeless and max accuracy. Looking at the gear items, we have Murakami gloves with status weapon handling, and Sokolov concerned knee pads with weapon handling skill damage. Looking at the mods, we have Protection from Elites 11%, Seeker Mind Skill Haste 4.8, Shield Deflector Damage 4.2, Firefly +1 max target, and Decoy Duration of 6.0. Now, must buys, things to look for from the theater. No. Nothing. Nada. Not one single thing. I think this might be one of the worst vendor resets I've seen in a while. Unless Marco and Roy Benitez over here have something good for us. I mean, this has been meh. This has been like subpar. Like, rating it 0 to 10, I would give this like a 5. Like a 5.2.
Safe area
entered. Maybe even lower. We'll see. All right, Marco, here we go, Marco. Starting with the Tommy gun, this is SMG with max optimal range and sledgehammer. Then we have a Big Show. This is the named LMG with perfect thunderstrike and swap speed. A KSG shotgun with reload speed and sadist. And then finally a first wave PF45 with ranger and reload speed. Looking at the gear items, we have a Badger Tough chest piece with tamper-proof status effects and armor regeneration. Zoo knee pads with crit hit damage and weapon handling. This one's not bad. You can make it double crit. You can make it weapon handling crit chance. You can make it weapon handling headshot. You can make it crit headshot. These aren't bad knee pads. The Zoo brand set is not that bad. Check it out. Not that bad. And finally, for the high-end items, a Richter and Kaiser holster with headshot and repair skills. Looking at the mods, we have repair skills 15.6, shock resistance 8.5, Seeker Mine radius 4.1, pulse radius 8.5, and sticky bomb burn duration 4%. Must buys from Marco, I would say probably just these knee pads, the Zoo knee pads. That's probably about it. All right.
Thanks for trading with me.
And our last vendor of the video, Roy Benitez. But wait, make sure you interact with the doggy. You interact with this dog twice. The first one is just the default pet, but the second interaction, that second interaction is random. He could try to shake hands with you. He could just bark at you. He could roll over. Let's see what happens. And this week, oh, he's about to try to juke me. Whoop, 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 whoop. Whoop, 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 whoop. All right. And Roy Benitez. Here we go. Nope, not my stash. Roy Benitez. There we go.
What can I do for you?
Starting with the AUG, optimal range and strained. Then we have a Stoner LAMG with reload speed and close and personal. A UIC 15 with future perfect reload speed. And finally, a military M9 with damage to targets at a cover and in sync. Looking at the gear items, we have a Raldi chest piece with obliterate, weapon handling, and explosive resistance. Uzina knee pads with armor regeneration, weapon handling. And finally, 511 mask with armor regeneration and headshot. Looking at the mods, we have crit chance 4.4, crit damage 10.1. Turret duration 5.7, chem launcher +1 ammo, that's a good one, and finally trap duration 6.1. Now, must buys things to look for from Roy Benitez. Nothing really. I mean, I'm just
Thanks.
being honest. This might go down as one of the most subpar vendor resets I've covered in a while. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Did I pass over something that you think is godly or a must buy? Let's discuss. And with that being said, I am Kamikazevondoom. Take care of yourself. Enjoy the rest of your day. And I'll see you in the next one, all right? Peace out.